Let's get some work done. Or at least hope to. I basically did no fucking work yesterday. I think I needed that mental reset though, because I've been working on this almost non-stop since I started it. Which is something. Like the fact that I've been continuously working on this motherfucker. She's puppy. Dumb puppy. How many people do you think that don't know the characters that will end up watching this once it's finished and posted are gonna think the ears are an... Hello, YOLO Gam! How many people do you think are gonna watch this not knowing the characters and just think that she actually has dog ears that pop up like this, when reality is it's just a motif thing I do because I think it looks funny and cute? Also, fun fact, I have the weirdest sounds going on in my ears right now. Because I actually have my headset on for my mic, and it's a single headset mic. But on my other ear, I am wearing my actual headphones that I wear for work, which are just they're just ones that hook around the back of my ears. Because I can't wear earbuds because of the shape of my ears. It makes them very painful. Like, I have tried so many types of earbuds over the years, and I cannot find a single set that's comfortable that stays in my ear. So I have to buy over-the-ear hook ones. Anyway, but why I have such weird sounds going on in my head right now is I have my headset going with my Eclipse Spotify playlist because that's what I actually want to listen to, but I can't listen to that on stream because I don't trust, I have my stream set up to not record my VOD, to record audio for my VODs, but Toast has fucked that up on numerous occasions. And even with that little trick, I still don't want to risk my account by playing copyrighted music because you're not supposed to do that. So, in the ear that has my headset for my mic, I have the stream sound. I have it turned down for a good point, but I still need it up slightly so that I can still, hear alerts. So I have one ear has fucking Hat in Time music playing, but then I have actual music in my other ear, and it is a very much combination of noise. I am also sorry if I sound a little congested again today, 'cause allergies are still a thing. I had a small reprieve because the trees decided to be frozen because we had a snowstorm, but my allergies are back again because everything's thawed and now everything's blooming. Which means it's really time for me to get my ass handed to me via allergies. Which is actually probably why I ended up just being so distracted yesterday. Is just my head was not in a good space for doing any fucking work. But again, like I said, I have also been... Yeah. Dude, do you want to know how fucking dumb it is? Alright. So, for this video, I sang a cover for this song. It's my own singing. And it is a song that is originally Japanese, and there is someone who has claimed it on YouTube who very much is not the copyright holder of said song, but because it picks up the fact that I used the song with the melody in it, it counts it as being copyrighted on YouTube. But it's one of those cases where it's like, yeah, the content creator lets you use this on YouTube, so you're fine. But if you'd monetize this, you would have trouble. And I'm like, well, thank God I don't fucking monetize anything. I don't have that eligibility or anything like that. But it's like, it's so dumb considering, it's an actual song cover. Using my voice and everything. And yet, it gets fucking yoinked. And I'm like, excuse you. And the reasoning is for using the melody. That's the copyright reason. For using the song's melody. Which makes me wonder if I upload... It's so fucking dumb. If I had uploaded like an a cappella version or something, if that would count. But I ain't singing an a cappella version. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up singing a better version of the one I got, because it's like, there's a bit at the end of it where I'm like absolutely fucking rushing the song. And you can hear me go out of breath in it. But it's like, the funny thing is that's actually the best take of me doing that segment. But yeah, the copyright system fucking sucks. I get it, like, people gotta hold their copyright and get that dosh, but I sometimes miss the Wild West of YouTube. Like, I remember when back in my day, I remember when speed paints used Fall Out Boy and painting it the disco songs and were fine. I remember listening to Avril Lavigne on my speed paints. Yeah, no, it is so dumb because it's like, yeah, this is ours. It's that one comic meme where it's like, this is mine, I made it. Can you hold this for a second? This is mine, I made it. I think just the part that drives me nuts too is it's not even like I'm trying to make money off of any of this either. It's like, I just want to post my fucking shit. Like, honestly, I would post way more speed paints if it wasn't for the whole music thing. Like, that's the thing, is like, I would 100% post more if it wasn't for the fact that it's like so hard to find a decent song to put over a speed paint. And it can be very frustrating at times, and I get it. It's kind of one reason too why I've started kind of experimenting with making my own music, because it's like, hey, if it's my music, fuck off. Because this is my opinion. I don't know what other people have on this, but it's like, I like speed paints, but if the music isn't good, I'm not gonna watch the full speed paint. Does that make sense? It's like, sometimes the music helps me decide if I want to watch a speed paint, and then later on, if I like the artist enough, I will actually just watch their speed paints and stuff like that, regardless of it. But it's like, you still need to be able to draw the people in the right way. And if you get shitty ass music, good luck with that. And it's gotten so hard to find decent, like, royalty-free musics and stuff like that for people who don't, like, I'm not even, like I said, I don't monetize my shit. I don't have the ability to do that, and I probably won't do it in the future. I don't know. Like, I mostly just post speed paints and VODs, like, you get me? But it's one of those things that drives me fucking bonkers sometimes. Like, come on. I get it. I do. Doesn't mean I can't be frustrated by it. Like, the fact that the state of it is that even playing fucking video game music in your video games can get you struck. Like, that's a thing. Like, that's a thing I've seen with Let's Players and stuff like that. Is they have to actually mute their own game's internal audio and musics because it's copyright. Like, that's the state of things. It's like, you can be playing something. You could be playing a thing you paid money for and stuff like that. And you can't even play the music in it, which definitely does change the experience. Because music can have such a big aspect of video games. I mean, fuck, man, we're listening to the A Hat in Time soundtrack right now. The A Hat in Time soundtrack fucking slaps. Granted, once the VOD is up, the VOD doesn't have the music, but if you're live, you get to enjoy the Hat in Time beats. And I'm one of those people who buys the soundtracks to the games that they play. Like, one of the oldest games in my Steam library, I bought the soundtrack for it years ago too. It's like, I just genuinely enjoy listening to music. Oh yeah, school's getting out right now. I heard children screaming outside and I was like, the fuck? And then I remembered school just got out and I live near the school. But yeah, that's my gripes on that. It's just benefits of streaming at this point of the day, even if it's for shorter streams, is I get to have Kuro here. What's actually funny is I actually deadass intended to stream yesterday, right as soon as I got off of work and ate dinner. Like, I full ass just was gonna stream, and it was gonna be a nice longer stream, and then I just couldn't get myself to work. I was just not feeling good. To be fair, I have been streaming a lot lately too, and I think maybe that was part of it. Plus, I'm just mad at myself right now because I didn't meet my deadline. Yeah, it's about 3 p.m. my time. It's like 2:44. I have work at I have to be at work by 3:55 to clock in because my work is really weird and we can only clock in like 5 minutes before the start of our shift. We can clock in a little earlier if we have a manager's swipe card. So normally I end up actually clocking in early. I normally leave my house between 3:30 and like 3:40 is typically when I leave my house, and I can still get to work on time and still be considered early because I live close enough to my job. It's the problem of how is traffic gonna be that really changes how early to my job I'll be. But I already put my work uniform on and everything like that. I put my backpack together that I need for work. So I have everything I need for a successful night at work already put together. So quite literally. Yeah. The biggest issue with me going to work is I gotta sneeze. Ow! I hate when sneezes hurt. Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying, the biggest issue I have when I'm going to work is the biggest issue I have when going to work is I have multiple lights along my route. I have a lot of street lights, like stoplights and stuff like that. And a big issue that I run into a lot is just people going slow because I have to pass through my downtown area to get there. And we are starting to hit tourist season again. So I have to start making the decision of, do I want to go through downtown or should I take the back route to work? Like, which is going to be faster? So I actually listen to the traffic that's going on outside of my house to try to decide what will be the better route. And my sister normally has work before I do, so she'll tell me how traffic was on her way through. And then I'll take a bet on that. What's really fun though is you'll have a clear way to work through traffic and stuff, and then you'll get one asshole who pulls out in front of you and decides they need to be the slowest motherfucker on the goddamn planet. And let every fucking other person in the universe out in front of them. Like, buddy, some of us have places to be. And it's so frustrating because it's like, to account for that, I sometimes, like, depending, it's just like, I will leave at the same time I always fucking leave, and I still end up getting delayed. So my drive to work can take me either 7 minutes or it can take me 20. All depending on other people, and I think that's what sucks the most. Because it's such a gap of time. And it's just like, it's one of those things that's hard to like account for. Because it's like, do I go and I'm way too early to work, and then it's just like... Because the thing too is like, I already have to be there for 10 hours. I don't want to extend that if I don't have to. I like my job, do not get me wrong, but that does not mean I want to be there for 10 plus hours, you know? I mean, I'm already there for 10 plus hours. Sometimes I get off a little earlier than that, so it's like more like 9 hours, but the point still stands is I still have to go there for an extended period of time. And depending on if it's, because I work weekends, aka some of our busiest day, I wish we had public transport, but I live in the boonies. We don't got public transport here. Hello. How's work, Susan? Susan italicized. Spud is here. You okay?
Yeah, there's just...
I have made a, would you like to play a game? Ooh, lids!
They're not very tight, but...
Yeah.
Like, they don't...
They're not as sectiony. I mean, looking at it too, you know what you could possibly do?
Set them on top.
Yeah. Huh, interesting. Well, I was gonna say, potentially you could pull... Kuro says hi.
Hi.
Potentially pull the rings off of the wooden ones and put it on, because these can pop off.
Yeah, but the point is the plastic, though, doesn't reach the diameter. But they still, like, they fit, just don't pick it up by the lid.
I don't normally, so...
Neither, that's why.
But, cool. Oh, you know what I could do? Because you gave me the blue one? Look, it'll actually match its straw now. Look, it could actually match its straw.
I just hate the look.
No, I know. Actually, that doesn't look terrible at all. That actually vibes. Pyrrha also says hi. Hello, mouse. But yeah, Susan, was she just a grouch today, or just...
Yes. No. Hey. She had to leave early today, so we had to get done by 2 o'clock.
Oh, no.
We got done, which proves she can get shit done. She chooses not to.
Spud has words.
Yeah, no, she busted her ass today, and I was like, damn, Sue, I haven't seen you work this hard forever.
Spud?
So we can get out on time.
Spud? Wow, so this is in no way a us problem.
This is going a we situation.
I don't think this is a we situation. Sorry, that post is so funny.
Yeah. And then I had to listen to her bitch about cutting mushrooms, and it's like, see, that's one of the simplest things you can fucking do. You don't even have to be meticulous about it. Just chop them and stick them in a bowl. God fucking damn it.
Mouse says, get Spudithosaurus for all the words she's having. Because you have so many words about Susan. Did you like the Susan italicized?
Yeah.
Because come on, when you italicize something when you're having a fit, there's a completely different mood to it.
It just made me laugh a little. It's like, oh, we can get out on time when you have to leave early. And then, for some reason, I still got stuck with all this time-sensitive shit.
What the fuck?
Like, I helped her finish chopping the mushrooms. I took a break from dough. I did all the fucking dough minus one fucking tray. That's also, I came in and immediately had to pull dough because no one pulled it last night. So I had to pull it all out of what we had in the freezers. And then I had to wrap pretzels. And she knew we had to do creme brulee today, and she just wouldn't fucking start it. She kept doing like basil or scallions, and I'm like, Susan, can you do the time-sensitive shit first? You're the one who has to leave before I do. Come on.
No, it's just her time management is definitely something.
It irks me so much because it's like, so you're the one who complains about being here, and it's just like, you know what's on you wrote the list. You know creme brulee takes a while. Can you at least fucking start it? Because it's like, look, you don't want to wrap pretzels? Fine, I'll wrap pretzels. Can you start creme brulee? Nope. Guess who had to do that?
I just really hate how she put so much work on you specifically. Mouse is like, Susan, can you blank? Is fucking hilarious. Yeah, this is the coworker Spud has gripes with because they won't do their job.
No, and then literally she kept bitching about everything because she had to cut shit. I'm like, well then stop cutting shit and do creme brulee then.
You have options, you're ignoring them.
That's legit it. Like, she went immediately from cutting mushrooms into cutting slate veggies into then to basil and scallions. And I'm like, so you're complaining about your shoulder hurting whenever you cut something? Why don't you do creme brulee? Why don't you wrap cookies? Why don't you help me with pretzels for fuck's sake?
Well, pretzels are still cutting, bestie.
Like, she had so many options, and then I had to listen to her bitch and moan about shiitake mushrooms. Like, this is the most stupid special ever. And it's just like, no, it's not, Sue. You just hate cutting things. It's not that hard. You don't even have to cut them nicely. You just have to cut them. Again, it's tedious. Yes. But you're a cook. You cut things. Welcome to Cutco. How can I help you?
Sorry, you just reminded me of the fact that it's like every time. So our knife block is on a wall around a corner. Like you have so it's like we have a hallway.
Yeah.
So it's like the dish pit, the line, and then there's a small wall between the ice maker, and then you go around and that's our prep kitchen. And so you have to say corner knife. And the amount of times I will come around that corner with a knife and there's someone at the label maker and they just go, please just stab me.
Welcome to Cutco.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to clean up the blood.
Here's a minor pet peeve that pisses me off. She always puts the knives in backwards into the knife block. And it makes me so mad because it makes it 10 times harder to pull out a knife without hurting anybody.
Oof.
Because it's like, dude, if you at least face them the right way, you can immediately pull it out and put it down. Instead of pulling it out and then having to turn it around and risk dropping it.
Yeah.
Like, it pisses me off so much. I don't understand why she does it that way. Because it's just like, that's just making more work when you want to get a knife. Instead, when you have them face down and you can just pull the knife out. Doesn't matter what hand you are.
Yeah, we're supposed to face them so you can just grab it and go.
Yeah, that's how I always do it, and that's how I always know when Sue's in the kitchen, because I'll turn them all around, and she will turn them right back around.
That's so dumb.
It makes me so mad, because it's just like, Sue, this is just so stupid.
That's not proper knife etiquette either.
No, I think it's just because she's afraid of knives.
Ever since she cut herself a few years ago, like, she's...
But it's one of those pet peeves that drives me insane. Because I want you to know, the week Sue was gone, I kept turning them around, and they stayed that way all week. It's only Sue that turns them around.
Stream very much is enjoying the spoodle rant of Susan.
But yeah, no, I just had words today because that was the first thing she told me. She's like, "Jen, tell you I have to leave by 2:15," and I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay, so I'm gonna get saddled with a bunch of shit." And then I had to listen to her bitch and gripe about mushrooms, and I'm just like, I think I snapped at her once today just because I was tired of her bitching because I didn't want to fucking hear it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Sue, you're the only one who has problems with this. Nobody else cares. Everybody else can do their fucking job. Yeah, she had a doctor's appointment for working cough about her shoulder. And I'm like, half of me wants them to tell you to retire.
I mean, she's refusing the surgery, so at what point, like...
For realsies. And it's just like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, Sue. It's not gonna magically be better if you rub weed oil on it.
Yeah.
Which is also chemicals.
Look, I don't even try anymore, like...
No, it irked me. And then just me having to bust my ass to do my job and her job and to get us out on time.
Yeah. How is traffic?
But I also went to the schools.
Yeah. I could hear the children screeching, and I was just like, oh yeah, school's getting out.
I hate people who just walk down the middle of the road, see you coming, and they just don't move. It happens every time I'm, like, leaving or coming into work in that, like, by the free house.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you see the car. Get out of the fucking way. I have places to be. I'll run you and your snot-nosed brat over. I don't give two shits.
The audacity of some people...
Like, you shouldn't be letting your kid walking down the middle of the fucking road anyway.
Yeah, like, that's the biggest thing.
Like, there are plenty of public walkways. And then, the people who just let their kids run across the bridge. No supervision.
Why would they have supervision? Spud, you have too much faith in humanity.
Well, I was driving to work, and it was either Monday or Wednesday, and it was, the gym there does like the people do laps. And this one lady was literally in the middle of the road.
Right, there is a gym there, ain't there?
Yeah. And this one lady did not notice that I was trying to, drive until someone in front of her had turned around and had to motion for her to move because they finally saw the car. And she was just in the middle of the road. I'm like, why did anyone... this is a public way, right? Cars come here.
Yeah.
It's a parking lot.
Yeah, but the problem is with that gym is they don't have the space.
I know, and I don't fault them for that, but, like, you should be at least observant.
Yeah.
Like, people are coming down here early in the morning in the parking lot.
Why would they be conscious of that?
And then today, as I was leaving, there was a dude and his baby just in the middle of the road. The car.
Thank you.
In the baby carrier. And I'm just like, looking at me, too. I'm like, can you move?
Buddy, pal.
Out the way.
Oh, I just fucking spit all over my iPad.
For the safety of you and your small child, I figured you would want to be not in the road.
Hi, how you doing? Here's an idea. Move.
It irks me.
It makes me think of the people who don't get in the turning lanes and then just you can't get past them.
Or people who don't use crosswalks downtown and just walk out.
Oh my god, do you want to know how... So, I left work a little before 4 yesterday. You know how I didn't get home till almost like 4:45? It's because traffic was at a standstill downtown.
Bubby!
Is he crying?
No,
Oh.
I had to coax him downstairs.
He was in his nest.
Well, I didn't know. I had called up to you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear.
To ask if Bubby was up there, because I wanted to open the door. And he came out, I heard him sneeze.
Yeah, he's been nesting.
And I coaxed him down with smooches, and then I put him in the bathroom.
Oh no, being put in his man room.
Yeah, and then I emptied the bin, and I let him out.
Yeah, I assumed you didn't just trap the feline.
No, but I wanted to keep the door open.
No, I get you. Makes sense. I did empty them not long ago. Like, not fully, but I did do an empty-ish. Okay. Spud, I'm gonna take a nap and no one can stop me.
I take my eyeballs out and get out of my sweaty clothes because I'm sweating like a motherfucker.
Do it, bestie. I'll see you after work. Love ya! And that's the spoodle work grant. I get to partake in that any day she works. I get it. The coworker is very frustrating right now because basically, as you could tell, a lot of tasks are getting basically left up to her instead of like being a team effort. Like that's the whole point of having multiple cooks in the kitchen at this point of day. But this coworker basically just uses her to do the things she doesn't want to do, and it can get very frustrating to constantly being treated like a workhorse instead of like an actual person. And this has been an ongoing issue with this coworker too. So that's why Spud's so upsetty. Yeah. And it's not even like an unnoticed thing. Like if I remember correctly, even management has taken notice that this has been happening. So it's like it's a known thing. It's not just like something that's just happening occasionally either. Oh, I should remind Spoodle she has ice cream, so if she's being sweaty and stuff, she can have ice cream. I should text her that. Just text Spoodle that she deserves ice cream. And the thing too is, I should state, we like Sue. She's a nice lady when she's not having a moment, but the problem is just like she got this injury and it's made things progressively worse for her. And it's more, it's like at this point we, like you heard Spud make a comment about retiring, and it's like we're not saying that as a malicious type thing. We're legitimately just worried about her because she, I think, tore a rotator cuff or something like that. And so it's a legitimate health concern type thing. And she doesn't want to like deal with the surgery and stuff because she is an older woman. I think she's my grandparents' age. Um, if that puts anything into retrospect. Like my great aunt is 90, but she's more of my like actual grandparents' age. So I think she's like 60s, 70s. I think 70s. I want to say she's in her 70s. She has a son who's older than me and is closer, I think, to my dad's age, but But the point stands. She basically got this injury. And she doesn't want to go through the surgery because she's had this surgery before. And it's like, that's valid. That makes sense. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to do it a second time. It can be not so fun. But at the same time, if you're struggling, depends if you have the money to retire, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, no, trust me, it is very annoying to me specifically. The fact that this person is actively making trouble over her injury and she's still there. Whereas I still did my fucking job and tried not to complain about my injury and I was let go. But I actually recently met up with someone who used to be part of the management team, and she had made a comment about how, like, she found it stupid as well about the fact that I was let go for my injury. Like, the amount of people who think it's so dumb that I was let go because of it. And it's like, I literally was hired and I mentioned the fact, hey, I have an injury that I've had since I was young. This is a chronic condition. I am not going to get better from it, but I will still do my best. So, yeah, no, I am a little bit like, seriously. But it's like, the thing too is like, there's just a lot of nuance, I think, to it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to try to get into the heads of people. I don't fucking know. All I know is I like my current job. It's stable. And I recently got a raise, so now I've been making more than I ever made when I worked at that prior restaurant. So I now make more money. And I have more stable hours. I can actually make plans and go, like, do my plans without having to stress about it. Like, I know for a fact I only work on those days, and unless something happens, they won't change it. Dude, I cannot express to you how much my health has actually improved working at Applebee's versus working at the prior restaurant that I worked at. Huh. I think it's closer to, yeah, I think it's like Mouse said. I think it is closer to 70 because I think my grandfather did originally retire a few years back. He just went back to work because he's a fucking workaholic. Plus, someone's got to dig graves. And he's got a big old tractor hoe he can do it with. And yes, my grandfather is a grave digger. I swear it has nothing to do with why I'm a fucking weirdo. I finished off my soda. I guess I gotta drink water. I've actually been pretty good about drinking water lately. But see, this is where it gets into a little bit of finicky territory, if that tracks, is whoops. Depending on what kind of job you do can also really affect when you retire. Because some jobs you don't have like the 401k and all of that. So it's like it can really change like how you retire and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, as I was going to say, working at Applebee's has actually made my health improve for the most part. Like, I hadn't realized just how... Haiku! Yeah, it's a short stream. I'm probably only going for another 10-15 minutes. Because I got work. I got work tonight. I gotta go work at the Applebee's. I just wanted to get some work done because I didn't do any work on my project yesterday. I was so dead. I was so depressed about the fact I didn't make my deadline. I couldn't function yesterday. I got off of work and I had full intentions to actually stream and do work. And then I was just like, no, I'm just too tired. Yeah. Like, I'm not having as many flare-ups. I'm not as constantly stressed out as I used to be. I can actually like plan things ahead. See, that was a big issue I had at my prior job. Is I mentioned I have the stability to plan things now. And one of those things is just like at my prior job, my hours were so inconsistent, and basically any day you weren't working, you were essentially expected to be on call, even if you weren't actually listed as being on call. And do you know how stressful it is to never have a day off where you can truly relax because you don't know if you're going to get called into work? And you don't get paid to be on call for that restaurant either. You're just expected to drop what you're doing to do it. So you basically sit in anxiety all day, unable to fucking do anything. And it was just like me, someone who's already chronically anxious and already has enough issues, like stress exasperates my condition. Like, this is something I know, and this is something my doctor has told me too, is stress does exacerbate my condition. So the more stressed out I am, the more apt I am to have flare-ups. Like, I get flare-ups even when I'm not stressed. Like, this past week, I have been in absolute agony. But I also get flare-ups with the weather, because arthritis can eat my ass. So my joints have been fucking toasted this week. Because it has been raining on and off, so my joints are just like, hey, would you like to be in agony? I'm like, not particularly. My joints, too bad. Suck it. But because my current job, they're very considerate about people's other schedules and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, I don't have a car during XYZ days because I share a vehicle with my sister. See, that was the other thing, is because my sister and I used to work at the same restaurant, it was a lot easier for them to just be like, hey, come in, to both of us, or hey, go grab your sibling if one of us was already at work. Like, you feel? But it's like working at Applebee's, I have my set days that I work, and it lowers my stress so much that I'm not expected to come in on days that I'm not actually scheduled and stuff like that. Like, I come in, I do my hours, they're consistent. I don't have to stress about my bills as much because I know I have work and I'll be okay. I'll be able to do my work and get my bills paid, kind of thing. Like, that was something I was constantly stressing about at my prior job, is am I going to have enough shifts to do my work and blah blah blah. And it's like, whenever I would ask for more shifts or something like that, they would always give them to someone else, and then I'd get a shit ton of excuses. But I almost at this point think they were trying to get me to quit at one point, and that's why they kept taking my shifts. But I was still expected to like do my on-calls and shit like that, but you know, whatever. But I'm not going to rant about my old job again. I don't feel like it. I'm in a better spot now. I like my current job. I like my coworkers and stuff like that. And I think this is going to sound so fucking funny. I think one of the funniest things is, like, you know how they always like talk about, it's like if you have a company or something that's like, we're family. Yeah, there's been a few times I have to come in on an off day, and that's normally because of meetings. But meetings are a completely different ballgame, and I can kind of get that. And I'll normally be like, and it's just like, yeah, I don't want to be here, kind of thing, but I'll still show up. But they know it's not a consistent thing. They know I can't just be here, kind of thing. And they respect that. But see, that's the thing. It's like Applebee's does have that joking, if you're here, your family thing, but it's a very corporate thing. And it's really only like upper that I've seen push it, but it's like at Applebee's, it's like there's just a really like a much more lax vibe than my prior job. And I'm not trying to shit on my prior job. Like, I need to make that clear. I loved my job and I'm still hurt that I was fired from it. But I can, in retrospect, see how it really greatly affected my health to the point that I wasn't able to fucking do shit. Like, if you compare how much work I've gotten done art-wise from the time I was working there to work like what I've gotten done in the time I've been working at Applebee's, if you compare how much like I've streamed, how much art I've put out, fanfics and stuff like that, like there's a great difference in the quantity and quality, and I think that really shows my work-life balance. And it's just like, this is another thing. It's like, when I remember back when COVID first hit, I actually was doing some dog sitting stuff for my mom's friend. And I had told my mom, at the time, like, I had told my other job, it was just like, hey, I need to leave at XYZ time. I can come back when I'm done, but I need to leave at XYZ time to go walk these dogs for an hour. And then I got in trouble for it even after they had already approved it. So I had to give up the dog walking job, which I felt horrible for because it's like those were good doggos. But it's like, look, if you don't like me leaving at this time, it's like I'm trying to get everything I can done at this time, like I promised. And you said I could go do this. But whatever. Whatever. I like Applebee's. I like working there. I like my job. And it's like, but it's like, to the dog sitting thing, it's like, I'm going to be house sitting / dog sitting again this week, like I did back in February. I think I did it in February. But the point stands is my boss is understanding if I'm a little late to work because I have to drive further for the dog sitting. And it's like, I think that just shows the difference is like, I don't know. And I love my old manager from my old job and stuff like that. And I'm still friendly with like old coworkers. Doesn't actually get made that much. I made the joke once and my manager looked at me like I had 5 heads. We actually don't make that joke terribly often. Shut up, alarm. But yeah, the long and the short. Yeah, well, so I don't know if you could hear my alarm through the headset or not. My alarm is actually the dead fish medley from Octo Expansion. So oftentimes when my alarm goes off, Spud and I just go, "Shut up, dead fish." It's been my, so this is the funnier bit. It has been my alarm since Octo Expansion came out. All right. Cool beans. I have gotten 2 panels shaded today. Export. 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 And save. Alright. Not the best, not the worst that I've gotten done. By the way, this folder here is just, so I actually have already split this folder. I've already split this file like in multiple parts. So it's like all those little folders that are down here. Those are all finished panels that I have here. Like these are all panels. And this is actually not the first document. But I also have this one. I have this one. I have this one. These ones are all flat and lined already, so I just need to shade them. Then I have this one needs to be... I need to fix Eclipse's face on this one. I have to fix her face slightly on this one because the panel right after, like, it's so funny. I sketched both of these, but like the level of detail between the two of them can tell you how tired I was when I was sketching the blue ones. But I need to adjust her face ever so slightly to match this one, because what I might do is I might actually line the main face of the... You can't see... I don't know why I do... I talk with my hands, but y'all can't see my hands. So, like, what is the point of talking with my hands on stream? You guys can't see where I'm gesturing. Anyway, I might line, like, the outline of, like, her hair, her face, her ear, and stuff like that, and then I'll just change the expression and where the hands are on these two. That way they're consistent. Kind of like what I did for the opening shots of this, where it's like she was opening her eyes and changing her hand and stuff like that. And then I have this one where she's crying into his shirt. I have this one where the threads of fate get her. And then this one where he's realizing the threads of fate have got her. This one where she's leaning against him, telling him that she loves him as Twyla's hands are grabbing her. Then we have this one in which he is a blinky boy and he wakes up. I gotta shade this one too. And then there's him looking at the scarf on the table, and then I have a screenshot that I took just so I can make sure I draw his house right. And then it's him slowly transitioning back to human form while thinking about her, but he can't remember her face. This is him being depressed. He can't remember his face. This is actually... This one right here is the final shot of the video, is him being upset that he can't remember her. That's frames that I ended up not using. And I do have more frames on another file I need to finish. There it is. I gotta sneeze. But I have this one in which Eclipse slowly fades. Like, she'll slowly, like, just disappear and he's left alone. Yeah, drawing him being absolutely depressed. But the screenshot, he is annoyed there is a child in his house. Because I took those screenshots from a game I've already defeated him, so... He's just like, go the fuck away, child. My big old happy boys, I make him depressed. God, the doodles on this one is just so funny. Here we go. We totally are happy, no trauma here! The biggest lie about this video. And I might finish this drawing and just have this on the credits. Or just have this screaming shot of Eclipse, just... Does she feel sick or something? Your wife is going to die! How do you lose an entire woman? A damn wolf, too! You forget to cherish her. Nah, you just gave her mixed signals. I miss my wife, kiddo. You did this! I think one of the funniest things is, like, Hat Kid is so gremlin in Moon Guardian, it's not even funny. Anyway, I do have to get going because I do have work, so there's no point to me starting working on another thing when I have literally like 4 minutes to get ready to leave. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I know it was a shorter stream, but we got some stuff done. We got some stuff done, and that's what's important. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and I will catch you on the flip side.